Welcome to the Real Estate Entrepreneurs Podcast channel. Your host, Ricardo Rosales here. Today, as you can see, I'm in my office, and I want to do a Q&A on attendgrowth.com, which is the event we have coming up in Houston, Texas, June 24th, 25th, and 26th, 2022 at the Norris Conference Center. So if you want to jump in and ask questions, this is the time to do it. I'm going to be going over the lineup, where to stay, what's around, the whole nine yards. So Ricardo Rosales here, again, from Houston, Texas. I'm actually playing around with the YouTube Live, see if I can share my screen, but this thing will not allow me to share my screen, so I am going to just tell you a little bit about it. So, 2022, June 24, 5, and 6, we have the Real Estate Entrepreneurs event, Attend Growth, where Robert Allen is going to be attending as one of our headliners. He is the godfather of the godfather of the godfathers of real estate events in the United States. And we're also going to have my friend Jorge Valdez, who at one point in his previous life used to be the head of the Medellin cartel in the U.S. A man with a lot of wisdom, with a lot of track record. He came back and he redeemed himself. He paid his dues, and he went ahead and rebuilt a multi-million-dollar operation all over again. This time around with no drugs involved. It was a legitimate business, and it's amazing to see his background and where he comes from, and how much he's gone through life when it comes to being in a cartel and then going to prison and getting out of prison and rebuilding his life. So they're both going to be here at the event, and we're going to have also a bunch of other guys that are literally just rock stars in our space. So let me begin with this. The event is 3 days long. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday 25th, Saturday 26th, and Sunday the 26th. And it starts at 9 a.m. Registration and sessions will start at 10 a.m. sharp. When I say sharp, we're running this thing around the clock because we have a lot of people that we have to put on stage. We got over 40 speakers that will be with us for the whole weekend. And we got to make sure everybody gets on and off stage at the right time. So we're going to require people to be there, sharp. Otherwise, they're going to miss some of the presentations. We're going to have for the VIPs some dinners, some networking, extra sessions that are very well, for speakers and VIPs. And then we have general admission. You still have, the chance to network with titans in the industry and to, be there to receive the information that we're going to have that whole weekend. But it's 3 full days. They're long days. We won't stop until 8 p.m. every day. So, I mean, when I say you're in for a treat, you're in for a treat. This is not a pitch fest. So, there are going to be some opportunities offered to people, but this is not where we're going to be trying to sell down your throat on the best coaching program or whatnot. This is literally, it's like a mastermind. It's a great opportunity to network. It's a great opportunity to connect with those that are doing business, at a higher level. And also, if you're doing business at a higher level already, then you found your group. We want to see you here. We got people coming from all over the country, from the West Coast to the East Coast, 100%. So, players and doers from all across the industry. So, Norris Conference Center, again, is the location for the event for those 3 days. I'm not going to go over the pricing. It used to be $397 for general admission and $1297 for VIP. May 1st, the early bird ended, so we now have raised the tickets to $697 general admission and $1597 VIP. And June 1st, we'll go up another $300 again. Why is that? Because everybody waits until the last minute to get tickets. This is proven. We've done events before, and they always wait until the last minute. So people that are waiting for last minute, they're going to pay the price. So who do we have for speakers? Let's get into the speakers. We have my friend Chris Jefferson. This guy has a huge community called the U University, and man, Chris has done everything from wholesaling to fix and flips to development, land, building brand new construction, the whole nine yards. Then we're gonna have Mr. Chris Nuggle, the money man. This guy, he's amazing. Like he knows more about money than the average, the average investor, I would say, not American, but investor. He knows how banks operate and how money is, exchanged from hand to hand, and how to literally become the bank and grow your, your net worth. If you haven't seen Chris, he's a true rock star. He not only is a money man, but he's also a real estate investor. He's flipped a bunch of houses. He had his own TV show at some point. So come make sure you shake his hand. Then we're gonna have Mr. Blake Hawkins. Blake is a freaking rock star, man. This guy is a seven-figure wholesaler in the Houston area. He wholesales and wholesales nationwide. I know he also does some flips. He's got a lot of personal development behind him. So you definitely want to come meet Blake. We have Mr. Giovanni Escobar, who out of the whole lineup is a very interesting individual, because not only he owns millions of dollars in real estate, he also operates a seven-figure wholesaling operation with his partner Jefferson, but he has a W-2. So he is actually an employee as an engineer for our large corporation. So this is very interesting. Somebody that on the side makes millions of dollars. Then we have Caitlin Walsh. She's with the private money, Aloha Capital. She's part of our entourage, if you will. So she was a sponsor on the last event, and she will be around in this next event again. You definitely want to come meet her. She's got one of the best programs nationwide when it comes to lending and putting money to work. So a lot of you guys that are looking for funding, she's the person to talk to. Then I have my friend Al Nicoletti. Al Nicoletti is in Jacksonville, Florida. Al is an attorney. He's the probate go-to guy in Florida. He's got ways to do transactions that you never thought of, and he's going to be speaking on that, on the differences in between Texas and Florida, and many other things regarding probate. Then we have my friend Scott Morse, who's a freaking beast. I mean, this guy's got a call center in Colombia with over 125 people. They're locking up deals nationwide, all over the country. Scott is an absolute beast, man. He's going to be speaking on building cultures. I think out of the whole lineup, he's probably the best person that builds culture on large teams. And he's gonna be presenting on how he does that, how he accomplishes that. The culture they have in his environment, in his call center, in his operation. He's also a wholesaler, so he's got a seven-figure operation. I think all combined, he probably close to eight figures. I have my friend Pat Hilton, who's the MC for the event. This man needs no introduction. Basically, he's been our back-to-back MC now, and he is well loved by all of us, and he brings the energy into the crowd. Then I have my friend Eduardo Gracia, who's got over $4,000 under management that he operates as a multifamily investor. He's an immigrant from Brazil that you definitely want to come see and talk to. He's the real deal. He owns millions of dollars worth of property, but he also comes from a family of entrepreneurs. So he has a pretty interesting life when it comes to being in business. Then I have Alex Ottawell. Alex is the king of mobile homes, not mobile home parks, mobile homes. He literally, I've seen this man, operate cash flow wise. It's insane the amount of money he produces on cash flow. So he's going to be talking about how he does that here at the event. He comes from Tampa, Florida. Great friend, great guy to hang with. I mean, he's got great energy, a lot of wisdom when it comes to mobile homes. I'm personally interested in learning how he does it because there's a lot of money to be made on that space, and the education is just not out there. And Alex is going to be speaking on that behalf. Then we have Mr. Stephen Davis. I mean, Total Wealth Club. He's local from Houston, Texas. This is a man that's got a very impeccable reputation, owns a bunch of doors as well, multifamily educator. He specializes actually on educated in multifamily. So, he's been around for years. I mean, when I say years, he's a long time. He's not a newbie by any means. He's a very experienced investor. He's been in the ups and downs on the last couple of cycles. So this is somebody that you definitely want to connect with. Ray Spencer from Phoenix, Arizona. When you hear Ray Spencer's story, your jaw is gonna just drop. This is somebody that, if someone has or had at some point everything against them in life to not succeed, that was Ray. And I don't want to tell you his story because you need to hear it from Ray directly. It's not for me to deliver that message, it's for him. But when I met Ray and he told me his story, I literally could not believe somebody with that sort of background and with all the odds stacked against him was going to be able to build a seven-figure business. Like, if you ask me today, do you think that person would have been able to build a seven-figure business in real estate with everything that happened to him and how it happened and all that? I would say there's no way. And he literally beat all the odds, and he's coming to Houston to tell his story. He's actually going to be the number one speaker. Like, he's going to open up the whole sessions. So you definitely don't want to beat Ray because he's got a story to tell. Then we have my friend Caleb Lukatic. So, online guru, I would say, although he does not like the word guru, but he's an online pro, PPC, SEO, lead generation. That's Caleb. Caleb has been around for quite a while. I actually know a lot of friends that use his services. Not much to say other than he's a marketing genius, just like my other friend, Esteban Andrade. Esteban is, a seven-figure operator now with his agency. I'm so proud of Esteban. The first time we had an event, my guidelines is pretty much everybody that gets on stage has to be a seven-figure operator. And at the time, Esteban wasn't, and he was, he was kind enough to let me know. I said, "Hey, Ricardo, I'm not where you're saying people need to be on your stage. What do I have to do to get on your stage?" And I said, "That's pretty simple, Esteban. You got to become a seven-figure guy, and I'll put you on stage." And sure enough, a year later, he hits me up, say, "Hey, man, guess what? I'm already seven figures. My agency's growing more than ever. I'm doing all these great things." And he showed me everything that he was doing, and I was like blown away. And I said, "Esteban, you got to come be in our event now and be our speaker and help our crowd and our friends." He's a master on Facebook and website designs and lead generation in general. So you definitely want to come meet Esteban. Then we have Mr. Brent Franklin, man. If you don't know Brent, you're gonna know Brent. I mean, this guy is amazing. Is all I can say. I'm very thankful that Brent is part of this event, and he's also been part of the last two events that we put together as one of the main sponsors. So Brent is definitely somebody that you want to learn from. He's in the oil and gas business. They're drilling oil wells and working over oil wells, and they're making a killing. In the first mastermind, he got together with one of the other masterminds attendees that we have, Nick Perry, and now they're pretty much growing a huge partnership, along with some of the other guys that are in are attending to the event, where they're actually raising money and doing all these crazy things to go drill wells and make money doing it, right? So, as you know, oil and gas is being one of the most profitable business ever. So Brent just happens to be on that line. So you got to make sure you come check out Brent Franklin and Nick Perry when you come to town. Kirk Richards and Lee West from Houston, Texas. I'm so proud to have these guys here. They do run a seven-figure operation. They're doing it statewide. I don't know if they've gone nationwide yet. But these guys are legit, man. These guys are servant leaders, is what I call them. They like to help other people. They like to empower others. They like to show other people how they do business. And all I can say is that they are amazing. I mean, I call them my friends. They're here locally in Houston, and every time I throw something, they're willing to help. They're willing to to become a part of it. They're huge supporters, and I am a big fan of them as well. So make sure you come meet Kirk and Lee. They do wholesale, they do wholesaling, they flip houses. They were at some point they were landlording as well. So I'm not sure if what all they're doing right now, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to ask him that question directly if you come to the event. Then we got Mabel Heredia and Vic Heredia. Is a power couple from Phoenix, Arizona. They're actually right now. I'm not sure that they're coming because they did have a trip schedule to Europe way before I put this event together, and they were like, "Hey, Ricardo, we want to go, but we think we got this event, this trip that they had a schedule with the kids. So if they don't come around, I'll tell you about them. They do wholesaling nationwide. They do have a seven-figure operation, big team, overseas as well as local. They also do some fix and flips, and they wholesale as well. But they're amazing individuals, a beautiful couple with a beautiful family, and I hope they can make it. It all depends on this whole COVID thing and the new regulations that are going back and forth to Europe. But they have a scheduled trip, but they said, hey, don't count us out because we may show up. Then we have Mr. Quentin Flores. This guy is a serial entrepreneur. He was used to be a wholesaler only, and now he's in like, I don't know, 17 different businesses or something like that. I know he's doing automation, Amazon automation stores. He has a wholesaling operation, an agency, a media company. He's got all kinds of things. And Quentin is going to be coming to Houston from San Antonio to tell you everything about what he's up to. He's also done a major transformation in his health. He's lost probably close to 100 pounds, if not more. I don't quote me on the number. But man, this guy looks like an athlete today when he used to be overweight about a year ago. And he's changed his life around when it comes to the health side. Like, it's amazing. And I'm so proud of Quentin for doing that. So anyhow, Quentin is big in our space. Everybody loves him and respect him, and he'll be here that weekend. Then we have our friend Ruben Mata. Ruben will be running the operations while we have this event. I mean, he is amazing. This guy, he has a neurolinguistics programming background, and he also has run his own events. So he's coming to our event to support. He'll be in charge of the orchestra pretty much when people get on and off stage. He'll be doing some presentations himself. You definitely want to connect with Ruben because he is. I highly suggest to all my friends to use him for his operations to train their teams. So anyhow, Ruben Mata coming from Orange County, California. Then we have Mr. Nick Perry, which I mentioned briefly before. This guy is amazing. I mean, and I know I've said this about everybody because literally everybody that's coming to these events is amazing. But Nick is a badass, man. Nick is got the seven-figure cartel where he's teaching people how to wholesale nationwide using his techniques, PPC and how to negotiate, do the whole virtual thing. Nick is actually the guy that got me thinking at the beginning on how to do this wholesaling operation virtually. He told me, Ricardo, I don't see why you go to belly appointments. I don't understand. If you adopt my system, you're gonna do more deals quicker, faster than ever. And he was right. Once I understood what he was doing, I went and applied myself to it, and I got it. So I would say he's the one that got me into virtual wholesaling nationwide. And Nick has a seven-figure operation, nationwide all over the country. They do, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 deals a month easily. And he has a killer team. His team is top notch, and he teaches others how to build those teams as well. And he happens to be in the oil and gas business as well with Brent. So that's a killer couple right there. Partnership. So they're doing great things, and you definitely want to hang out with these guys. They're at a whole different level. Then I got my friend Charles Hernandez. Charles Hernandez is one of the kings of creative financing, man, in San Antonio. I would say the king, probably. Not one of them, but the king. And, Charles looks at things from a whole different perspective. He's got a lot of wisdom. He's got a lot of experience. He's coming with his partner, Michael Llanas, Mr. Hustle, who they both own HBHS. Now, Michael is previous Army medic. He was actually in the service for about 12 years. And they run a tight ship when it comes to operation in San Antonio with HBHS. Great friends of mine. Both of them are. They're like my family, honestly. And every time I go to San Antonio, I go to their office and I feel like I'm right in my office. These guys have a huge team. I mean, they got probably 20 people or something like that. They're cranking a lot of deals every month. They're buying properties. They're not only wholesaling. Wholesaling is just one of the things they do, but they buy properties. They take them and wrap them and do owner financing to end buyers and rent them out to tenants and do Airbnb. So they're all over the place when it comes to real estate investing. They take down on multifamilies as well. So definitely a couple that you want to connect with, Michael and Charles from San Antonio, HBHS, turn up the hustle. Then we got Mr. Tony Romero, man. Tony is just 22 or 23 years old. This guy, he's just, I mean, somebody that I wish I would have made the decisions Tony is making at a young age when I was his age, because I would be so much further away today. And just like Tony, we have Alex Science, who's with All In, the All In Nation, with Carlos and Sal. Although Carlos and Sal haven't committed to coming in yet, Alex is. So like Tony, Alex is 24, 25 years old now, maybe 26, something like that. He's around that range. But Tony is a virtual wholesaler and he's wholesaling in Milwaukee, out of Milwaukee. But he's already doing amazing things. Like he's got 6-figure months. He's probably close to bringing 7 figures. Alex, on the other hand, is already in 7 figures. He's got a little bit more experience than Tony. He's been around a little longer. And I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be hitting 8 figures with all the businesses they have combined. So definitely you want to come check out Tony and Alex. They're young. They're probably our younger guys on the lineup as a special guest and as speakers. But these guys are definitely movers and shakers, man. And I'm so proud that they're coming and excited about it. Then I have my friend Corey Geary. I mean, Corey is the king of novations. He always says you got to be having those novation conversations. So you want to learn about novations, which is one of the newest tricks or tactics when it comes to moving properties. Corey is definitely the guy you want to come talk to at the event. He's also a third-time repeat, so he's been at our event 3 times, providing his wisdom. And definitely Corey knows what he's doing when it comes to the innovations. He's got the right paperwork, how to pitch it, how it works. So innovation is literally an evolution from wholesaling and wholesaling, and it's done much different because you're selling properties to end buyers, basically to people that are going to move in the properties, and you sell them through the MLS. So it's a hybrid in between traditional and non-traditional way of real estate investing. Then I have my friend David Dodge from St. Louis. David has a great story. He's doing a lot of BRRRR. He's doing the BRRRR method, which is buy, rehab, rent, and repeat. He's got probably over 80 or 90 properties rented today, and he's teaching others how to do that. I'm happy to call my friend, a great guy to hang out with, and he'll be here that weekend as well, hanging out with us and maybe on a panel talking about how he does all his BRRRR rehab. So Mark Guswick, he's next on our lineup. Mark Guswick is a hypnotist, but he's also an NLP trainer. He's a coach. He's many different things. He's been in our space for quite a while. On the personal development side, he's also been a real estate investor in the past, and he's probably today. But I don't ask him much on what he does or whatnot, because he's coming to bring some of that personal development mindset training that we all need to succeed in life. So definitely you want to check out Mark Guswick. He's amazing. He's a rock star. And then we have our friend Max Jimenez. Max is, he's been with the Real Estate Disruptors. They do coaching on sales and processes and trainings and things of that nature. But he also runs a 7-figure operation out of Phoenix, Arizona. He teaches people how to wholesale and how to, negotiate and how to approach the negotiation. They look at negotiations from a whole different aspect. It's just not numbers. It's more psychology. It's more understanding the seller, what the personality of the seller is. How do you approach this? How do you, what type of seller is that? So Max has got a phenomenal training when it comes to that. We have my friend JR Hernandez coming from San Antonio, Texas as well. JR is a beast when it comes to dispos, and he runs a local dispo shop and a wholesaling operation as well. Um, he's making $250,000 a month or so, somewhere along those lines. He runs the local model when it comes to wholesaling. So if you're interested in learning how to run a local model, wholesaling, JR is the guy to talk to. Then we have Brad Blazer. My friend Black Blazer is a $2 billion man. He's the king of raising capital, man. This guy knows how to raise capital with his eyes closed. He teaches other people how to raise capital, how to do it properly as well. He's been in the oil and gas industry in the past, and now he's in real estate and raising money for syndications and funds and things of that nature. And Brad has raised over $2 billion, so he's called the $2 billion man. So you definitely want to come meet Brad. He's out of Houston, Texas. One of my great friends, and I'm happy to have him here. Then I have my friend David Oates. David is, he's a seasoned veteran real estate investor. He's got rentals, he's got cash flow, he's got a seven-figure wholesaling operation out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. They do nationwide wholesaling, very similar operation to the one that I have. So we're actually talking to David at one time. We realized both of our teams looked very much the same. They looked the same. We were having the same issues. We were having the same challenges. And we were also having the same success. So David also is coming with Heather Anderson, who they both run Easy REI Closing, which is a transactional coordinating company that happens to be a sponsor to the event as well. So you definitely want to come shake David's hand. He's one of the kings of dispos as well. I've learned so many things from David when it comes to the dispo side. It's unreal. He's taught me so many nuggets when I visited his office in Chattanooga for a dispo course that he did live. I learned a ton, and I implement that in my business today. So definitely come check out David and Heather. They're great people, and they're legitimate. So, Sonia Ray coming from Phoenix, Arizona. She's amazing. This lady can negotiate. I've heard Sonia on the phone talking to sellers, and I can understand why she's having so much success. She's real good at being on the phone, understanding why the seller won't give them the information, or how to extract the information from the seller. So she focuses a lot on that. And she also happens to be training my team right now on lead management, lead generation, how to have those team trainings, analyzing phone calls, and understanding what went right and wrong. So I'm looking forward to have Sonia here on at the event. Then we have my friend John Jackson. He needs no introduction, guys. This guy is the king of lease options. And if I have something to say is, if you come to the event, just make sure you come and shake his hand, because you will never forget John. John is one of a kind. He's one of those guys that brings the party to the event. He's the light of the event as well. You know, everything he gets around, it's got good emotions, and it's awesome to have John around. And plus, he knows a thing or two about lease options. That's why they call him the king of lease options. He's coming from Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth area. Then I have my friend Okino Johnson. He's the rehab king up in Boston area, Massachusetts. Well, I think Okino flips houses in other states. I'm not sure, but I know he's up and coming. He's hopefully he'll be a seven-figure house flipper this year. I know he's pulling some big deals right now. I've seen the checks. I've seen the rehabs he's doing. It's amazing. Then we have our friend Brian Poinciano. He comes from Phoenix, Arizona. On Fuck Your Mindset. I mean, these guys all over about personal development, how to literally rewire your brains, how to, it's kind of hard for me to explain because I understand what he does, but for everybody, it's not a simple thing of how do you rewire your brain. So he has a technique on how he helps other people, achieve higher levels of success, understand themselves, understand what they need to change in their mindset. He's also a real estate investor. I mean, he owns mobile homes and multifamily properties and rentals, and he's done wholesaling and fix and flips, you name it. So he'll be here with us that weekend. And last but not least, Mr. Brandon Simmons. Um, I mean, this guy is amazing. He's got the Go Giver Mastermind. I've been to his mastermind, and I am amazed by the quality of people he's able to put together. For many years, he was with Sean Terry, who is the GOAT in our space. And Brandon is he's still doing some things with Sean, but now he's on his own, also doing his own thing. And I want you to come meet him. Brandon is a great guy to connect with. He's got so much wisdom. He focuses on creative financing. So we may just have a panel for creative financing deals only, where Brandon and Uncle Charles and maybe John Jackson and a couple of other guys will sit on it to navigate those waters. But anyhow, guys, then we got a bunch of other people. We may be adding a couple of other guys to the lineup as special guests coming up pretty soon. And this is an event. It's gonna be my last event in Houston, Texas. I've been talking for about 31 minutes now, which is a long time. I know I haven't shared the screen with you. It's my mistake because I'm in my office today. I didn't feel like going to the studio. But one thing I can tell you is this is going to be my last event in Houston. It's a big event. We're doing it all the way up. I mean, we're not leaving anything short on this event, and it's 3 full days. So make sure you grab your ticket at 10growth.com. Use the promo code, my name, Ricardo Rosales, all together, so you can get a little bit of a discount. And I don't know if you have any questions, please leave it on the comments. I will be more than happy to answer those later on. Or if you're live right now, I can answer that question as well. But it's 3 full days, a lot of wisdom, very little pitching. I don't think there's going to be any pitches whatsoever, other than if somebody has a program or something that you want to become part of, then it's pretty much you seek out for their advice and they'll tell you how to get on it. But this is not a pitch fest. Definitely not a pitch fest. We're not selling you on some back end coaching program either that's going to cost $50,000 or anything like that. This is content driven and pure networking. We just want to network. We want to learn. We want to level up, and you become the average of the 5 people you hang with. So we've put together a group of 7-figure and 8-figure guys that, proximity is everything. So if you can come in and be close to these people, understand how they think, understand how they do their deals, how they present themselves, how they pick their markets, what kind of systems they use and tools. This is the weekend for that. This is, if you're an experienced real estate investor, you definitely need to be in this room. If you're a newbie, you definitely need to be in this room because you will take the elevator much quicker to where you want to be, as opposed to, trying to find a way on your own without any guidance. So anyhow, guys, Ricardo Rosales here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to see you in attendgrowth.com, June 24th, 25th, and 26th in Houston, Texas. All the speakers are looking forward to see you there. And peace.